It's a sport if you do it right. She has no chill. Whoa! I mean, yeah, but criminy. Nice. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing and hope it works. I'm trying. Yeah, I'm trying to get Beth to do like just 5 minutes of yoga at some point in the day, but like with 2 kids and like life and shit, like when we have 5 minutes, we just enjoy nothing. Like if there's 5 minutes of nothing, we're not gonna hurt our bodies in that 5 minutes. That's just that's just the end of that statement. Man. Oh yeah, oh my god. I was like, I knew Vincent when. Like, I'll tell people that I knew Vincent before he was famous. You know what I mean? Like, I knew him when he was still just a struggling artist. Oh, I swear to God. Oh, shit. Fuck you, Red. Yeah, Red. He's already in the chat, and I have to drink water. I'll be right back. Rules are rules. Essentially, I got it set up so, like, if you redeem points for certain things, and one of them is hydrate, so he'll just show up and waterboard me. Yeah, he's a friend. Like, that's what happens. You know what I mean? Like, you hear that? You hear all that? Yeah! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, alright. For the record, we're muted, just so you know. Like, that's good to know. I looked to make sure before I even said it. But I'm gonna unmute now. Is everybody good?
Are we ready to party?
I can be ready to do the thing, maybe.
Woo!
Hell
Welcome
yeah.
back. It's been a month. Ladies and gentlemen, the Hills of Bone has fucking returned. And I, as always, am Captain Valen. I play the rogue sorceress Seto. And I am joined by the finest motherfuckers on the planet.
I'm motherfucking number one. My name is Mike. I play Steve for a Bog Druid.
I'm Rev. I'm the next motherfucker. I play Minute late for dinner.
Nice. And hi, I'm Sage. I'm the final motherfucker, and I am the DM of this game. Hills Have Bones. Pew, pew, pew. Last month on the Hills Have Bones, the party has been exploring Paith, a wonderful little town, hamlet, village, whatever you wish to call it, where the pilgrimage is held. The pilgrimage involves circling round a mana-rich lake with ties to the Feywild. After encountering a rather odd stick figure of a insect, Ogran, the mayor, they learned that they would need a diplomatic immunity to go around and investigate the lake and the fossils there. After talking to Click in the library, they were able to learn a little bit more about the pilgrimage, the connections to the Fae here, and some of the town history. However, some of the party didn't go to the library. So Minute, by the market, met up two, actually not that small, but very small feeling and sounding, Ram and Riff, two isopod humanoids, who were tricksy little boys, see? Who introduced the idea of tunneling down into the lake bed and investigating the fossils illegally. We join the party back as they wait outside the Shrine of Sheath, having collected some knowledge and ready to potentially look at pilgrimage.
I believe it's pronounced Digomatic Manatee.
True. My apologies, every viewer you will ever have. It is actually diplomatic.
Manatee.
Digomatic Manatee, yes, that's very important to me.
Very important.
Like a pocket fisherman.
One small thing. Actually, Seto, can you roll me a charisma saving throw?
Yes, I can. I'm jumping on it like a bonnet. Let's see what we got, baby. Woo! Woo! So I rolled a 1.
All right.
Right in my mouth.
Seto,
That.
something seems to come over your body, and all of a sudden your leaves flicker and burst into life they didn't have before in your form. You just regained control of your form. You started to understand your leaves' colouring. But suddenly something about this area blooms you into spring.
Alright.
Oh, Rev, do you not have a token?
Yeah, and keep going. I'm fixing it.
Okay. You're sorting it, that's fine.
There we go. Spring. Boom. Switched it on the stream because I'm cool. Oh shit, that's my character sheet, not the stream. Some bitch! Don't look at my... I feel like the world just saw me naked. Just looking at my character sheet directly. Like, they saw all my 1s and 0s.
Oh, I know that feeling. I don't want my 1s and 0s being seen. I'll be real.
No.
Considering the sorcerer just rolled a fucking nat 1 on a charisma check.
Wow.
Hey, these things happen.
Oh, but springtime. I was, okay, springtime. Let me get in there.
I'm just sorting this out. Okay, I think... Oops.
So, to be clear, this just happened while I was standing there, right?
Yes.
So me and Steve are together, and that's the first time that's ever happened in close to 100 years of knowing each other, right?
Yes. I don't think you've ever been in a situation where your seasons have changed in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll wake up to something new. Sometimes something really deeply emotional will feel like a season. and you'll wake up with that season, but you haven't encountered a time where like
Alright.
you haven't rested and changed.
Yeah, I think right now he kind of has that like bewildered child look while staring at Steve because he doesn't understand, and he's looking to the one person who usually does. You know what I mean? Like
I'm gonna say for
looking to an adult.
comedic value, I'm walking first, so I don't see this yet. But when I turn around to talk to him, I'm gonna be like, "What? What?"
He's like, "Yeah, I got a haircut in a midday."
Can do 2, and I turn green. My skin turns green.
Oh, I can't. I've never done it during the day before this. It's pretty cool. He kind of like he's just, you see him just more into spring than normal. Like it's like just the blossoming of it is this like event in itself. Like he's just happy to be whatever it is. But
Wait. Don't move.
I don't even.
I pluck a flower from his eyebrow.
yeah, that's fine. It's like having
It
like
does,
a straight
however,
hair.
feel like having a straight eyebrow hair. Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. It does kind of wince a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go, "Oh, well then. I didn't think
Smell
that would hurt. Do I smell good? You should put it in your ear. Do you have ears?"
I have inner ears. And I take out some wax.
Some wax. There you go. You can put that flower anyway. With that kind of wax.
Did you have a question, Steve?
I guess I kind of. I don't necessarily have a question. I'm just gonna try to like suss out like what happened here. Like if I have any like druid feelings, or I don't even know. Just like I guess investigating Seto.
I think it'll be an insight roll.
Insight.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Insight. Well, I'll take it. Not that one.
Okay. The first one is what counts.
Excellent.
So I would say I'll go with Newt first, just because of the 6th. Newt, you're pretty sure that Seto's being a drama queen? Like,
Since the beginning.
this is just another like flavor of how Seto overreacts to you. For Steve, however, I would say that you can tell from how long you've known Seto that while you don't 100% understand like how his features shift, you know that they tend to like with the seasons and the years you've known him, you know that sometimes during like a particularly cold winter, Seto will become winter more often, or during a particularly hot summer, he will be summer more often. And when you've had the best crop growth, he might become autumn more often. Spring is one that you haven't really seen happen more often. And I think that's what's going through your head at the moment with that 24 insight.
Okay. I don't say anything. I just that's it.
Yeah, fair.
Well, it's like a, huh.
Would you guys say that you've been fairly lively outside of the shrine?
Oh yeah, like once he became spring and kind of got over the shock and the shift and kind of that, like, and then Steve didn't immediately like address it, so like he immediately fixated on what the fuck, you don't have ears? What, your ears are on the inside? You know what I mean? Like that's, and now he's like trying to crawl over Minute,
It's
trying
more
to find his
practical.
ears. Yeah, he's
You
like,
wanna see?
yeah, let me in those bad boys.
No,
Let me
no.
see
You
those
wanna
bad
see how they're more practical?
I just
Yeah.
covers covers his
Like, the
ears.
ears.
He's gonna let them do their thing and continue along my journey.
Slippery hand.
The spectral finger gives you a wet willy.
As Steve continues towards the shrine, away from the chaos goblins that are his friends, Steve, I wouldn't need you to have perception roll for this because I think your passive would be high enough. You notice that there are people in the shrine, and one of them seems to be starting to open the door.
Okay, so I guess stand there and let him open the door. I'm not gonna, unless is he like opening it like in for me, or is he coming out like?
They're just opening. It doesn't seem to be hostile or anything. They're just literally they're like people have been lively outside the shrine. They're just kind of, you assume they could just be opening the door to see what's happening.
And I'm just gonna let them pass, as like not be a dick. Like, here you go, after you, or whatever.
Okay. As you kind of stand back to let them come in or out or just say hello, you see a moth humanoid emerges from the doorway. And they greet you with a howdy there. And you notice that they seem to be carrying like a plant and a shovel. And they say, "What's your name, traveler?"
Steve.
Steve, I hear. Oh, okay.
Steve.
My name's Lund. I was about to do some gardening. My houseplant has outgrown the building. And this is Lund. Oh, nothing on.
Aww.
Fucking adorable.
Fucking adorable.
Yeah, right?
Let's see.
He's in the roll 20.
Yeah, I'm seeing the moth, but
Yeah.
not Lin.
That is
Okay.
Lund. That's the moth. The moth is Lund.
I understood that Lin was a pet.
It's a nice looking plant you got there. Do I recognize the plant?
Roll me a nature check.
Oh, you a nature check.
That's so adorable.
Nature.
Yeah, I would say on a 14 you would. It is definitely something that you're kind of more used to people bringing into their homes, as it can be quite fragile in winter. And it's kind of similar to like an aloe.
Okay. That's a nice looking insert plant name here you got there, Lund.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, well, I've been growing them so we could try and farm them instead of all these cabbages, because quite frankly, some people have got a hankering for something a bit more saucy. I figured we could use the sap, but you never know.
Good idea.
Thank you. Can I ask what y'all be doing here outside my shrine?
Oh, I was actually about to ask if I could do the pilgrimage.
Ah, the
Friends.
pilgrimage, you say? Okay, then. If you give me 2 secs to put this plant down, I shan't want to carry it back inside. And she kind of just, she shoves her spade into the ground. She puts the plant down next to it. She'll do it in a minute. There's no rush. And she kind of asks back, are those friends of y'all's?
You could say that. They're traveling with me.
Don't be shy. We are
Then,
his best friends.
I have
Then I
known
will
you
say
for
that.
100 years. How could you say such a thing? It like falls over Manute, like super dramatic.
I can't say I know the intricacy of your friendship dynamics, but I might just keep calling you friends for now. If your friends will be joining you, which I assume from the display they shall be, then they should come inside too.
He just perks right up and smiling and happy. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah,
Little-
we were trying to come in. And we ran away.
And you
Come on,
be blue
guys.
again?
No, I'm still.
Yeah, no, I'm asking in character.
What was the question?
Can
Sorry.
you be blue?
Can I be blue again?
Yeah.
Technically, because I think I pressed the digitation ready. Like that's like a technically yes. which is my favorite.
In theory, you could turn yourself prestidigitation blue.
Yeah.
But, you would have to find out if you could turn winter blue.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely green for now. I don't even know how this happened. I'm supposed to be red. He says, kind of like relaying to him in the best way he feels that like Manute could understand, even though he knows that Manute can change color at will. You know what I mean? So it's probably.
I could teach you.
But you'd have to charge.
And I turn red. It's just like that.
Well,
No, I'm not 100% sure what your other more slimy friend is, but I take it that your believed friend is one of the wild elves that live out by the lake.
like full and undivided attention. What do you mean, wild elves that live by the lake like me? I don't think I've ever seen anyone like me before.
I suppose you ain't got the sight to be seeing them, so that makes sense. But you said you wanted to do a pilgrimage, I heard correctly.
Yes,
And so you'd be able to have the sight to see them, fellas.
Then that's what we gotta do, yeah. Okay. Alright, how do we... So it goes like this. Like, can you do it now? Like, just getting closer and closer with holding his eyes open.
They do actually laugh. But they go, well, while your enthusiasm is wanted, I can attest to the fact that I will have to see your papers if you wish to take an amulet with you. We're fairly open about the process, but that, entails a level of checking things.
He pulls out his rolling papers.
Manatee.
Oh!
A diplomatic manatee.
Yeah.
I see.
Yes!
Thank you kindly. Now, and she leads you inside, and you do come inside, and it is this kind of the Shrine of Sheath seems to be very different to the Shrine of Shield. The Shrine of Shield was much more like the library. It was this kind of but tidier. Like, it was bureaucracy focused, so it was paper focused. Anywhere where paper and letters that have to be saved on paper tends to be, it was very overly organized. Much like maybe the neuroticness of Olgren himself. The Shrine of Sheath, however, seems to be a bit more laid back inside. You see a stack of like paperwork that's just got different areas of it stamped to say, yeah, that's fine. You see the stamp right next to it. You see these tables and chairs that are all kind of made of different stumps and trees in a way that it looks like they were made out of trees that fell, and they're made into furniture that suited the shape of what fell.
I love it. I love this vibe.
And as Lund leads you through, she sits you down on like a variety of flora. It's not truly furniture, but like some of these things are puffball mushrooms. Some of these things are hardened, but maybe only with age rather than no longer being alive. And as you kind of like take the space in, you realize there is a sickly sweet fragrance in the air.
Do I recognize the fragrance?
Is it the Laugh and After?
Roll me a history check, Steve, and a nature check, Seto.
Oh, let's hope for a good roll.
Freeze. Try it again. History.
The dice are not my friends today.
That's okay. So I'll do the 3 first. Seto, this, sure, why not? Like, it's floral and sweet, right? That must be that one plant that you know the name of. 100%. 100%. Steve, with that history roll, you're actually aware of the fact that there were many attempts to grow Love and After in different climates, which resulted in cross species. And You think from the smell of this that there is that hint of it, but rather than it being a true, like, flowering, blooming, potent, mana-rich bloom, this smells like one of those cross species that was kind of made and then decided didn't work. And Lund kind of like puts down like a few other trowels and tools that they were gonna, finish that pot plant with, and goes behind a counter and kind of leans over the counter casually and says, "So, if you boys are wanting to go around this lake, are you aware of how risky it can be? I mean, after all, we have a settlement to make sure peoples are okay when they go."
I don't believe you. I don't think we do. You don't? I don't think we do. Do we?
I don't know, but if I have to, I'll get high score on the whole lake.
I'm a Dragon Slayer.
I don't think that's going to stop us, but I don't think we're aware of the information as characters yet.
Yeah, like, they have no idea, but Seto. He's like, I'll fucking kill everybody.
Depending on how folks
he
pass
needs
through.
So that's important. Not just anybody, everybody. Like, if someone were to try to kill him, he will kill them. Not just... Anyway, that's very important. He's not Winter. Like...
What is he?
We haven't been told of the specific risks just yet. No.
Well, that's not surprising. People come through with different routes of how they got told to come here in the first place. Not all of them tell much, so I tend to do this spiel regardless before I hand anything out. But, how much do you think you understand?
Go with
Nothing.
14%.
Well, what led you to come and do this pilgrimage in the first place?
Oh,
I was following him.
what is the right answer to say to this human?
Me. Seto just says me. I made them come along.
All out.
Right? That's,
Is this
yeah, nobody's
that's fine.
lying, but it's not the whole,
No, like, honestly, this you play this game how you play. I'm not, I've always said I don't want to shut stuff off for your play styles. I see. So you are trying to find your other fellas, then?
If they're there, you gotta knock and see, I guess.
Well, I think there are a few things, if that's what your goal is, that you should probably be aware of. I assume that means you're attempting to reach Reputa.
I think that's the name. Right? It kind of looks back at...
Going. We're going the whole way.
Yep,
Okay.
that's what this... Yep.
Well, to find Reputa in the first place, you may have heard people talk about things that they could see across the lake. And part of that is being able to see the Fey influence in the wilds. Out by the lake, there's a lot of wilds, and some of them you'll see and some of them you won't. And I hope for the best that it's the ones you can see that bother you and not the ones you can't. But this pilgrimage is based on a line that crosses the boundaries between our planes, which means you will be touched by your auras, by the wilds, and that will allow you to see the passages you need to take to Reputa. You won't be able to see the passages if you have not been touched in your auras. When the Fey wild magic, it's raw magic. It ain't like our arcana, she's have to understand. It'll almost be like a similar spell to Fairy Fire, but rather than it being visible to most of us, it's something that's only visible to you and the Fey. And part of that means that they can see you as much as you can see them. It can be useful. If you're finding Reputa, you'll need to follow those glowing lights across the lake. But I should warn you, crossing that boundary line across worlds is treacherous, not because of the distance nor the enemies you'll face, but because it's very easy to get lost, and if you were to come off course, this amulet will no longer be able to hold you to this plane. The most people manage to cross over around the lake in about 2 or 3 days. It's not the longest journey, but as I say, it's the magic, the raw wild fey magic, that tends to disguise the rude as it should be. You'll know when you've passed the boundaries, though. And once you're touched by that magic, that glistening aura that we all have as souled creatures, well, it'll be allowed to see more than others. What I must, however, tell you is it is a form of blessing. And I can assume that I'm talking to people who are magically touched already.
Seto just nods.
In this world, there are multiple ways of using magic, and all of them are about focusing the energy around you and in you to excel it out of you. Some of these are movement-based, sound-based, or vision-based, and some of them cost money and materials, but not here. Not because of these fossils, these degrading fossils. And the thing is, that means if you are to make noise, move a lot, or see a lot, your magic can become much stronger. So what do you think would happen in a place where immense value in a material cost was already paid for, and you could make a massive movement to complete a rite?
Wow, power.
Massive amplifications, yes. So this is why we do it. And part of it used to be that you would be tested to be able to do it across the whole continent, but it seems that stopped since Troden started trading with Lapsha, but never mind that. I guess what I'm trying to say is, what you're about to do is one massive spell. And if you falter, I can't guarantee what plane of existence you'll be on.
Seto like smiles and nods, and you can see there's a little blood on his teeth as he takes 4 die damage, 1 die 4 damage from biting his lip at all of the jokes he didn't say. But he's like, yeah, so we got to make sure we get it out.
Honestly, it's why there's so much paperwork to it. Can't have folks going missing to the wilds and not doing anything at all about it. But should you do it, you'll be able to easily find Raputa. You'll have the sight from your aura.
And I need that sight.
Then I wish you good luck. And she hands you the amulets. Now she knows that you know the risk. She's happy. Like, and you do get, like, the sense that the responsibility of this kind of, like, pilgrimage was hyped up to be a big deal, and it didn't make sense. And it's a kind of, like, they were open about what it took to do it, but I think they didn't necessarily want to give authorization to everyone to do it. So once you had the paperwork, they just stay careful, sort of thing. Yeah, exactly.
So they can at least say they told them if anybody comes looking.
Mm-hmm. They've got the document that waived consent to be harmed. Yes, yeah. So yeah, you 3 do get these amulets from Lind.
Nice. Well,
3?
Thank you. I can't wait to have my aura attached.
It's an Sophie's character, Walden. Isn't Walden here? For his amulet? Or their amulet?
Yeah,
There, that's all.
yeah, Walden and Jorg.
We'll assume for now that we'll work out how that works out based on what happens for timing rather than setting ourselves up for something wobbly to happen later.
Fair, yeah.
Okay. I want to verify. We received 3 amulets. I'm not sure what is exactly on our diplomatic immunity. Does it say how many people we're with or anything?
So it doesn't say how many people you're with. It just says that the group it describes your group, but it doesn't say all of these people have authorization. It just says when these people come, give them what they need to know. I think what you'd assume is she'll give the talk to people and that makes her feel like she can authorize those amulets. She's done her bit. I think what we'll say is Walden was there. If Walden comes back for a session while we're still doing the lake, but otherwise it will just be the 3 of you going around and that will be fine.
Okay.
Alright. I just added Amulet of the Pilgrim to my sheet so that I know I have it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is there any magic to this thing?
I'm assuming it's
roll me
story
Arcana.
magic. Oh, shit.
You have the monocle.
Oh yeah, anything like that
Can
you
I
can give
check
me.
out the monocle?
16.
Let's detect-
Newt, you can definitely see that there is a nearly completed spell inside of this amulet, that it's almost like the amulet itself is stopping the spell from failing or completing. Yeah, on the back of it, I'd say with a 16, you can tell that there seems to be some form of rune that would go facing you rather than the spell facing out. And with a 16, I'll say you think it's some form of like guidance.
And I don't actually have like the monocle item, so I don't have the spell right now because I don't have it prepared. But yeah, is there anything else I see through the like different lenses or whatever? Maybe.
Oh, through detect magic. I would say you can tell that there's a divination spell seems to be what the rune's about.
Alright.
And I would say that the spell that seems to be like frozen in an almost complete, like not complete, frozen in place state, that seems to have multiple schools of magic affecting it. The one with the largest influence is illusion.
Ooh, alright. Got a bit of an illusion going down around this too. I don't know what's going on, but it seems like it's glamored up a bit.
When we arrived, everything was an illusion.
He like tries to see through the amulet, which, by the way, obviously it's an amulet. It's just like an eye patch now. But he's like trying it. He's just doing all sorts of shit.
I put on one of the amulets.
You put it on. You don't really feel any different, but it's on you.
Again, what's her name again? Was it
Lund.
What?
Lund.
Lund.
Kind of like the chocolates.
I guess I don't know. Am I supposed to go clockwise or counterclockwise? Which way would you suggest to go around the lake, Lund?
I suppose I tend to advise going anti-clockwise. Purely because of the parts that are more likely to leak into different planes. I prefer myself to get them done first, but it is up to you. It is not as important as the circle being complete.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mothman.
We'll be back.
I wish you good luck. I truly do. Goodbye.
Happy haunting. Bye.
So do you head over to the lake?
Yeah.
Yeah,
now that like there's a heading and like confirmed, like you just very well could run into them, you know. He's a bit more.
What time is it? Let's go with that first.
In the world?
Yeah.
No, like in game.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think it's probably like late afternoon by this point, because I think you guys got here at like just after like 11, 12 in the morning, and then spent some time sorting things out like at the library and things. I'd say it's probably like late afternoon, probably about 4 or 5. Because the Beatles wanted to go out in the evenings. The evening's kind of like approaching.
Do we want to stay here and then leave early morning? I feel like that's normally the
that's normally how we do things.
Time for pilgrimaging. Cuckoo!
Oh, sorry.
Well, shit.
Don't worry about that.
Right?
Don't even think about that.
Gives him some scritches on the show. It's just some show scritches.
Is Cuckoo with us or them?
Us.
Cuckoo is with you. I think he was like chilling in the cart resting because it was like quite a lot.
All right. Hello, Cuckoo.
A lot of atmospheric pressures for a turtle to go through.
She got anything to say about this whole thing?
I think technically I would say because they're in the cart, they might not be right at the shield, shrine of the shield. But if you guys...
Yeah, it's because you put him right by me.
That was more because I remembered he wasn't on the map.
No worries. Or that.
But I think our
probably
cart is...
Probably around, like, you know, I'm just going to move these guys all here-ish. To where? Oh, God, wrong one. Where there'd be some kind of, like, resting area here. So that's where they are, if that helps.
I'm going to say having a familiar with us is probably a good idea when we're doing this.
Cuckoo did come to see the lake. That was a big part.
I would say maybe rest and then out with Cuckoo and the buds in the morning. If that's okay with you guys.
Yes.
Okay. You guys kind of head more towards then like the inns and stuff, the cart where that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. For my own remembrance. There we go. So yeah, you kind of by the market and the Merchants Guild, there's a few places where you can kind of stay for the night. They have you kind of investigate a little bit and you realize like the permanent residents seem to be on one side, and then like the pilgrimage like apartments seem to be on the other. So rather than it being kind of like hotels, they're just kind of normal houses that like are kind of community houses where people can kind of stay and rest up for pilgrimage. And you said
more people?
We said it was like 4 or 5, so I'd say a lot of people are kind of eating.
Right.
A lot of people are kind of starting to cook their meals. You smell a lot of food in the area. Quite a few of these houses do have people in that have either returned or are going soon. There's not like a super load. There's probably about 2 or 3 different parties, and a lot of the parties are small.
Are you going? I go to someone.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to the pilgrimage?
Oh yeah. My group actually just got back. I was a bit ill on the day, and they advised I shouldn't go if I was ill, but they've just come back.
Did you land in any plane?
I suppose I could ask them. Roll me persuasion.
Would be an all. All
Fair.
of it.
All of it.
God damn.
That's a good one.
Yeah, so their friend does come over because they kind of like they beckon them like, yeah, you need to know everything about this. And they come over and they go, oh hi, yeah. The pilgrimage, yeah, it was different to how I thought it would be in a way. My one advice, don't breathe in the mushroom spores. Barry breathed in the mushroom spores. Took us 4 hours to get back en route. They
But
told us you could get lost, but Jesus Christ.
they told us we need to learn to see, and I think mushrooms will help with that.
Oh, you mean the Fey sight thing? Yeah. Well, yeah, there's something, I don't know. I'm not 100% great on, like, the specifics of what they said. I kind of did this because my parents said I had to. They said I couldn't live in the house rent-free if I didn't go on pilgrimage. But I could tell you anything you like about the route, but yeah, they said that people are Fey touched or they've got Fey sight, and then it's something about crossing planes. I don't know, like, I'm just glad I'm on this plane again. Don't breathe in those mushrooms, man.
I pretend I write because I don't know how to.
They kind of go back to like Barry and like they're giving them a lecture because they've remembered how bad and traumatic that mushroom moment was for them. And on a nat 20, that's your warning for the future.
Mushrooms. Pick them up. Throw them to our enemies.
Do I see any people that look interesting or like Seto at all?
No. You don't see anyone that looks like different from people you've seen before, basically. All of these people, like, I think the most interesting thing is, like, one of the party, it does seem to have some form of, like, religious uniform, like, garb. It doesn't seem to be too, like, drastic, just, like, specific sort of thing. But, like, most of the people here seem to just genuinely be here because either someone told them they had to, or they think they got to for some, like, you know, there's very few people here. Actually, what I would say, there's very few people here that seem like they fully understand why they're doing this. Like, this seems to be a tradition that's upkept through word of mouth and less through scripture.
Gotcha. So I guess I'm gonna situate myself kind of by the religious people.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like be in their general area, like set up kind of by them, so I can like overhear if anything interesting is happening. But it's more like just kind of like people watching while I'm doing what I got to do.
Yeah. I think give me a perception check.
I do not like rolling.
I think, okay, with a 24, I would say, I think these people definitely seem to know more than the others. Like, they seem to know more about why they're there than the others. Although I would say with a 24, you hear, it just seem a little odd to you. Like, one of them seems to be going on about how they should have come on a different day for a different amulet. And, like, that seems odd because, like, no one's mentioned that. You hear a couple of them almost talking as if they've done this a lot. Roll me an insight check. I think on a 16 insight, you start to get the idea that, like, some people seem to use this like pilgrimage as like clout, and so like there isn't a different day for different amulets. Like they're saying that because they're disappointed with how they think they did, and they're trying to come up with bullshit about it, and like people are lying about how many times they've done it because they want to sound like other people were better at it than their current party. It's that kind of like that realization of like, oh, these people do seem to know a little bit more about why they're there, but maybe those aren't the good reasons.
Oh, yeah, I got you. I'm talking about their pilgrimage dicks.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And to be fair, I do think that, yeah.
Oh, so if you weren't done with Steve, sorry.
I was just going to say, I think you do kind of get the vibe that in a way this is kind of like a weird religious spring break. And that like for the nomads that live here, it's kind of like, we need people to do this. This has to get done. And for the people that are doing this weird religious spring break, it's kind of like, look at me. Like, so it's kind of like the nomads are really the only people winning here. But like, there's a lot of Holiday Inn sorts of things here. It's quite a friendly-ish community. Like, it seems to be quite like symbiotic.
Okay. If Seto's got something to do, we can do it.
Oh, all right, I was just waiting. I'm gonna roll a perception to see if anyone is essentially staring daggers at the Eladrin, i.e., like the kind of like, I lost a buddy to one of your people, because if they're, you know, that kind of deal. And in his mind, it's because that's the quickest way. Like, if that's happening, he will just approach them to talk about it. Like, just for the group's heads up. But yes, perception. It's not so bad. 18.
With an 18, I'd say like the people that Steve's sitting near, you kind of get the idea that some of them are looking at you. So clearly they have done this. Like a few of them might have done it twice, but they definitely have done it, even if they're kind of like shady about how. Right. One of them specifically, I would say it's not that they're giving you like stank eye as much as they're surprised to see you.
Oh, alright. Yeah.
It's more kind of like a whoa.
Alright. Yeah, then basically he would just walk over and be like, "Hey Steve, why don't you introduce me to your new friends?" Like, yeah, zero compunction. Like, who are all these new guys with their matching outfits? You guys look snazzy.
Absolutely roll me persuasion for that to go well.
For that to go well.
You've literally walked up to somebody who was sat near them.
Can I give the
like quiet
disadvantage somehow?
Yes,
I
you
give
can.
him
How do you do it?
Disadvantage, you son of a bitch.
I'll totally do it. I'll totally do it. If that's what you wish to do, I will totally do it.
You
but
bud.
how? But how?
I hear Fey people put eggs in your chest. Is that true? I say that in front of them.
If anything, I would say that's advantage. Because, like, I've never wanted to follow up a conversation more than that.
I'm like, even Seto's like, do we? Like,
but also, like, these guys have been lying about their experiences. Like, they wanna shit talk a bit. I would say with a 14 and Newt saying like, I hear you put eggs in people's chests. The guy that looked really shocked is kind of like confused. And the others all look like shocked and surprised and a little bit afraid. and one of those kind of shocked, surprised, afraid people, also one of the ones that said they've done it so many times, it's like, oh my god, yeah, why are you even here? Like, I've heard that too. Like spiders, you're like spider elves.
Yeah, spider elves.
You wish. What? So you've obviously had a lot of experience with people that look like.
Nah, I don't like spiders. I've got arachnophobia. I'm actually gonna go to the toilet.
He kind of just like looks really confused and then looks at one of his friends like, "Is he a slow one?"
We have one of those too.
And Seto points to Manute. Well, I'm assuming Manute points at Seto, so they're just like pointing at each other like.
Oh, like, you gotta leave Tristan alone, innit? Like, his mum's been really harsh on him recently. Like, she
Aw.
won't let him, like, join the cult properly. I mean, she won't let him join the religion properly. So, it's a bit sad, actually.
My ears perk up on cold.
Yeah, right? Like, cult, you say? Like.
Nah, it's like, we don't, nah, hear me out. Like, we don't wear, like, robes, innit? And that's a cult thing. And that's enough, right? Like, that means it's not a cult. And we don't sacrifice anything. And
That's
the
a
others
big
are like, no. Basically, I feel like we understand the vibe.
Well, I was just curious if anybody had met anybody like me before on their many pilgrimages.
Oh, loads, but I think it's actually like, you know, like, I don't know if Tristan's the one that's actually seen the most, but I know Scott has. And the guy kind of like that you saw earlier was like, some of these guys are talking mad shit. Like, he kind of looks up and he's like, yes, well, I have completed the pilgrimage and therefore I've gained the ability to see Rapuda. And I'm not sure we should have this conversation here. And everyone looks surprised at that. Roll me insight.
Is that like an everybody insight?
Oh yeah, gotta be. Well,
Yeah, anyone that wants to, yeah.
so, I mean, we're all right here, so I didn't mean that.
15.
Not today.
Not
Oh,
today.
baby, give it to daddy. Nope, it didn't give daddy shit. This is not the right group for insight, except for Steve.
I would say,
Oh, we
Steve,
got the same.
what's he on about? Like, why could you not have a conversation in public? That's really weird. He's probably just trying to lie and like, you know that his friends were already kind of lying a lot. So maybe it's just that he wants to lie bigger. Seto, you get the feeling that this guy actually might genuinely have your intentions in thought when they say, we might want to continue this privately.
Mhm.
You're muted.
Is there a window nearby?
Yes.
Oh, we're on the ground floor, right? That's important right now.
Yes.
Okay.
I'd say you guys are kind of like an eatery sort of thing.
All right. Then yeah, he goes, all right, high five to Sean.
And they high five.
Yeah, he's instantly outside next to an ephemeral version of Seto that switches to like, so they just whoosh, are outside now.
Well, I wasn't really expecting that, but I suppose that's one way to get privacy.
And back there's the ephemeral Seto.
And the other guy's just gone. And I'm
Yes.
just like,
like,
It's got like Buddy Jesus fingers and shit, like from Dogma.
this is very Seto on his bullshit.
All I can say is you made me spring, and I get to have fun.
No worries. I would say Roll a flat charisma check.
All right. I think, right? The son of a bitch, dude. These dice have not gone above 10 for me all game. This sucks.
No, that's fine. No, it was just to kind of see like the baseline of how they take that. Like, and you're not really persuading me or anything, you know what I mean? But like, how did they take your demeanor having just met them outside? And the answer is kind of neutral. What do you ask, Scott?
I just, kind of like, what can you tell me? Like, it's just that kind of, that earnest, like, yearning for information, you know what I mean? Like, he genuinely is really curious about this. Like, he doesn't have the spring, it doesn't obfuscate their emotions, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
So, I would say he looks pretty genuine in his demeanor about this, right. But he basically says, like, the guys tend to like to talk big, and I wouldn't want to be bigger than they talk, or smaller than they talk, and make it obvious they're talking big. You should know that most people don't get to see, like, wild fey elves when they pilgrimage. Like, very few people travel at night to do the pilgrimage, so they don't really see them.
And you gotta go at night to see them?
Well, if you want to see them, you tend to have to be able to see the lights across the lake at night, because that's the way that guides to Raputa. And I saw them by looking at those lights, and directly ahead on the other side of the lake I saw Raputa, and I saw the Eladrin. I was only at like a slight lagoon aspect. I could see them quite clearly, but most people travel differently, so they don't see the Eladrin.
Well, thank you very much. High
That's
five?
okay. High five.
Whoosh.
And then,
He's like,
high
right,
five,
yeah. Exactly, they just switch back.
And they kind of like go to vomit a little bit, hold it in, sit back down and go, gosh, I'm sort of glad I didn't say hello to them now. But you seem jolly.
Well, I appreciate it. So let's get some drinks. Is this the kind of place that has drinks?
Well said. Yeah, I'd say you guys kind of do get some drinks, you get a bit of food, you find some garbage cans out back that are filled with rotting leftovers. It's the best day ever.
Yeah. I purify their alcohol. Now pure water.
Okay, that's how a bunch of people murder a newt in a bar.
He'll be dead in minute.
Fuck, I can't believe I missed it.
Oh dear. But yeah, so yeah, you guys kind of do settle down a little bit. You spend a few, like, probably a couple of hours just getting your stuff together. You get the cart ready to kind of potentially like store anything. You find a little stable to store stuff in while you're like, doing the pilgrimage. And Cuckoo comes out of the cart and kind of joins you in the little eatery for a little bit.
Oh, that makes Seto's night. I'm just like, oh yeah, it gives him like the shell scritches underneath. Hey, Cuckoo! Good morning. You hungry?
Morning. Yes, I've barely eaten anything all day. Maybe two. I get a little bit jet lagged. I don't know what They are, but you know, the altitudes, the changing, I can't tolerate it.
I know everything here is weird. Look, I just poofed, and now I'm. I guess the best way to explain. Now I'm green. Like, because when she went to bed, he was red.
Yes, well, I mean, I'm not the best at knowing all the magics, but my understanding is you're close to the Feywild here, correct?
That's what they tell me.
So you're closer to the wild raw magics.
He's like, as the turtle flies like side to side and hovers, like he's swaying to like stay like in line. It's like, oh, all right. I feel like we're really gonna need you coming up, because some of this stuff is beyond me, but it's really important. And kind of like,
I don't know a super load of things, but I did come here to go to the lake, and I shall be going inside it.
and we should be there to make sure everything goes swimmingly. It kind
I
of
know,
like,
to find a girlfriend.
hey, I'll help. Let's.
Yes, I forgot that.
I mean, I'm a turtle with wings. I didn't get born in a normal lake.
We're gonna see what we can do about that.
Yeah, right.
Like we're gonna, yeah, like, your dick is my business. Like that. It's like we're gonna find you a nice little box turtle to settle down with. It's gonna be wonderful.
Oh no, there are others of me. I'm a species.
Oh shit! He's just genuinely surprised. He's like, I thought you happened. Like he
Well,
just didn't
yes,
know.
when my mother and father laid eggs. That's when I happened. Why would you think I needed a specific lake if there weren't more of me?
Honestly, I did not think anything of it. I thought you were just gonna come here and pick a turtle.
Honestly, that's kind of fair.
Like, and I was gonna be like, is this a good turtle? And then you would say yes or no.
I'm having that realization of my head that I am such an anything goes person, full stop. That, like, of course we just need to take the turtle to the lake. The fact that turtles breed in lakes is meaningless now. Like, why would that have any meaning? The fact it's a magic lake, why would that have meaning? The fact it's a magic turtle, why would that have meaning?
It matters a lot.
And then they put the turtle eggs in someone's chest.
Yes, I've heard some Eladrin put them in chests.
And you pop out from someone.
Well, preferably not. It's easier when it's sand.
He's like in a chest and just like like
No, they tend to be rotting bodies. They do it to annoy us with the smell.
oh shit, so it's real.
What's real?
He just kind of like stares at Minute like, how'd you know?
I know stuff.
The
The
blind.
sewers are very rich source of information.
He knows so much.
I've seen a lot of stuff coming out of other stuff. It's the nature of the sewers.
Do a see all ends.
That's true.
I once saw a spider coming out of a mouse, coming out of a frog.
Sometimes I wish you didn't talk.
It happened.
While this is happening,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like go and like lay down. That's all I'm going about.
I think, yeah, you kind of go up to like the innkeep. They have like 1 copper a night rates. It really is like donate as you leave kind of system. They're not like, oh, you have to pay right now and this, that, the other. There's kind of some bedrolls at back. And you kind of start to settle down, Steve. And I will ask you, Steve, are you fully happy with your preparations to go around the pilgrimage?
As ignorant as I am, let's go with yes, because
Right.
mostly because this other guy didn't tell me that we should be leaving now. So I'm just going to go about my business.
To be fair, seeing Rapuda is a different task to when you want to see Rapuda. And I just heard about the lake lights a lot. But it won't impact you in that sort of way. Because you need to just do it anyway. There is a different reason I asked.
I'm concerned with my half health, so I would like to rest.
Yeah,
But
no, absolutely.
We are resting, right?
Yep.
I actually fixed my health earlier, thinking I fucked something up. I think I just forgot that I lost it. So, but yeah, now that we're resting,
No, I think you were
My
touched by the
aura. I was touched in the aura by the woman. The moth touched my aura.
Where are you storing your lockets, Seto and Newt? Because Steve already said where he was.
I put it on here, like a holding my
Like a
clothes.
medal. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
1 second. Where's yours? Sorry. Oh, like yours is like this. Seto has his on like one of the straps under his vest or whatever. Like think how, I guess for lack of a better word, the Jack Sparrow has the like compass on his waist and held like that. Something similar is how he would carry it. You know what I mean?
And just to confirm, Steve, yours is more like around your neck.
Yes, mine's around the neck with the rune facing me.
Yeah, cool.
But like, if that tosses and turns when I sleep, I don't know what I'd do. I'm a furblog.
It's fine. It's I just needed to know who had it in skin contact while they slept.
Oh.
Well, I didn't want to tell you before you'd said.
Oh.
Very true. That's deep.
Not tell you before. You didn't know.
And that's fair. And how dare you?
It's not. It's not a harmful thing. Don't worry.
It's
just
just
a
died.
normal thing. Okay. Yes, you did just die.
I
but,
Madam Cured
you know,
myself.
Roll another character.
I Madam Cured myself with the amulet. That shit was pure fucking radium, and I didn't know.
No. It's kind of, but not quite that.
Well, mine's not even on me anyway because it's on my pants. Like,
But note. Yeah, so you guys wake up feeling refreshed. I'm assuming that the medals, the amulets didn't make skin contact with Newt and Seto in the night.
no.
I don't know. I mean, I have the cloak only. I don't have anything else. We could put it out to luck.
I tell you what, roll
Yeah,
a
same.
d20, and if it's 1 to 10, it did touch you, and if it's 11 to 20, 11 to 20 it did, 1 to 10 it didn't. But Seto, you said yours was more like a waist ornament, like a vest thing,
alright.
so I wouldn't say it.
All right.
I wouldn't
Tell you
say it
what,
would.
I'm gonna roll a D100 and make it 1 to 50.
Sure.
It's just drama.
Yeah.
You don't
Just 'cause
usually
you-
have the chance to roll those.
Exactly. 67. Okay, so it did then. It's just because Newt's literally only got a cape.
That's true.
So technically it would like dangle
Okay,
down.
it's
So
armor.
yeah. In that case, Steve, you have gained, because you wore it around your neck, 2 uses of the guidance cantrip.
Okay.
Which I will get someone to cast. Man, I've got too many of these bitches. One sec. I will show you what that looks like. Okay.
Seems like an advantage kind of plus thing.
It's slightly more like Bardic.
It's a D4.
It's like it is in Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So plus something or other to roll.
The thing about this is that you have to call it before doing the roll.
Yep.
Yeah, so you have 2 uses of this guidance cantrip, and Newt, you have 1, because it wasn't around your neck, but it did touch you. And Seto, you don't.
Like innately know that.
Oh,
I think you wake
I
up
get to correct my spells.
feeling the guide like it said, there was that guiding rune on it, and you were kind of like, oh, and it was kind of divination. You were like, oh. So I think you kind of feel like it's not so much you've got this 2 uses of this cantrip. It's more that you feel like you've got a better head on your shoulders.
Okay.
So I think it will be more like you feel like, oh, I can help that person, and then the amulet helps you help them, sort of thing.
Okay.
So I don't think you have guidance, do you?
I don't believe so. No, I don't. No.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. So there you go. Otherwise, everyone does wake up feeling level-headed, though, that you do all feel very refreshed. You do have your long rest.
Alright, sweet. So I can alter my spells?
Yes. Yes, sorry. What did you need?
Oh, I was just making sure I can, because I was like, you know what? I'll drop, just by the influence of all the stuff, because I have access to guidance as a spell. Would it be metagaming too much to essentially put guidance on? Or, I'm asking, or switch it to what I was going to do with, Mind Sliver or something like that.
Sorry, I've just tripped out because I've realised I haven't heard the music the whole time. I wasn't getting it this entire time, and it tripped me out.
It's been
the spells. No, I got the idea of it.
All right.
So you were thinking of doing Mind Slither or something like that, but now the guidance thing has happened. You're thinking of something more like that.
Yeah, just the influence of the energies around him, since he seems to be so susceptible.
That's fine.
All right.
Yeah, I don't see that as an issue.
All right, then I will get rid of thaumaturgy and add guidance.
Is that a long rest thing, or is that
It's it's a long rest thing, in Baldur's
Yeah, that's
Gate.
fine. Yeah, no worries.
But I think I can just do the 1.
That's not right.
So yeah, boom.
Let's go for that one.
Is that a sorcerer thing, or is your other multi-class stuff?
No, that's a thing you can do. We've been doing it since the beginning because of Baldur's Gate. It's not necessarily a rule. It's just something we've been doing.
I don't know.
So
I know
can do that
clerics.
too.
By the rule, I know clerics can do it.
And
I don't think warlock can, or paladin. You can change spells when you level up.
For sorcery things.
Yeah, that's when I get more spells, but we've been doing you can change spells on a long rest thing like Baldur's Gate.
I don't know.
You can't change
sorcerers.
For sorcerers. You can't.
I don't think so, but I'm not sure.
I thought
I
we've
don't
been
think
doing
we've done
it.
that either.
I know that I have, and I've told you every time.
I think we've said about changing them every now and again, and not necessarily on level ups. But I don't think it's just been long rest.
Well, to be fair, I don't change my spells often because I like what I
Yeah,
do.
that's why. Because I thought
That's fair. That's fair.
Because I thought you changed a few cantrips on level up, and normally you can't change cantrips on level up.
No, you only did that. This is confusing then. Because I know I've changed like spells before essentially midstream, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've heard you before that. I don't have Fireball prepared today.
Yeah. That it may just be me misunderstanding, but it's never been like, oh look, now I'm like crazy. So I apologize for that misunderstanding.
Oh no, that wasn't the vibe. The vibe was more, where did the miscommunication happen, and what is happening to understand what we keep doing, and there isn't an issue.
It's story based, not long rest based. Is essentially
that's fine.
How it works out. Yeah. So.
I think you have asked every time, and I think it has never been like all the time. So every time it's not been an issue. So
Fair.
like this isn't an issue.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry to kill time with that, but that's how you talk stuff through with your DM and come to an understanding.
All good. I'm guessing you guys take like a couple of bits of rations and stuff from like the eatery, but otherwise you kind of just go as you are.
How long is this pilgrimage supposed to last?
3 days.
Most people find it 2 to 3 days, but the actual time, like the geography, takes 16 hours. But like I said, most people get lost, and so it takes longer.
Okay.
My glasses.
Oh, I think we're ready.
Oh, that's right. I gotta find out. Fuck. I gotta find out about those poils. The pearls. Sorry, I used an accent. No, not the chicken brothers. No, the little I guess crystals or whatever in the monocle. Sorry, that's me remembering to myself out loud to remember the fucking thing.
So you guys wake up pretty early. Most people like to start a day before the sun gets hot in the sky. And so you're up at probably about 5 a.m. You went to bed not super duper late, and you're quite refreshed. As you leave the village and head towards the lake, you notice that generally speaking, this area is alive. Like everywhere around you is living. The forest is blooming. But the lake seems pretty flat, and you can, bar a little bit of odd mist, see fairly well across it. And when you look out across that lake, you definitely see like some odd biological structures. As you start the circuit of the pilgrimage. Currently, you are at Paith.
Alright. This is not the time you want to lose your ranger to a software update.
To the north with ye.
That giant is gonna draw.
Yeah, he can
Go straight in settle.
honestly. I think if he gets me up there, just a good hoof. If he gets me halfway, I can fuck a shutter shunt on my own, right on over. No, obviously it's a joke. But yeah, Seto's ready.
Let's
Okay.
not touch the mushrooms.
We're gonna be
don't
doing.
touch the mushrooms, that's right.
We're gonna be doing sort of similar to a skill tree for this one. So one thing that I'm gonna need you guys to do is pick 3 of your skills. Oops. Shit. Triple shit. Okay, well, I'll deal with that later. Yeah, so pick 3 of your skills. One of the... You're going to be using mostly these 3 skills through this entire encounter. One of them, you're always going to roll at advantage. One of them will be a flat plus your proficiency, but it will just be 1 dice. And one of them will be at disadvantage, and you will only be able to use these 3 skills, so pick them wisely.
When did you said a skill tree?
Sort
But
of, yeah.
You mean a skill?
No, I
with
don't.
the skill tree, you mean charisma, and from charisma I pick 3.
Oh no, okay. I mean, the challenge is called a skill tree.
Okay.
It's like a bunch of skill rolls in a row.
Yes.
Yeah.
So any 3 skills. It doesn't have to be.
Alright, let me... Fuck,
This
I
is
had a
gonna
pen,
be-
I swear.
Performance, intimidation,
Down.
and persuasion. So, don't answer if it's too much of a question. But what's more advisable? Having your top skill at disadvantage or the opposite?
That is entirely up to you because it's up to you how you use these skills.
Yeah, my top one is stealth. I get a plus 13 to that. I'm thinking of putting that at disadvantage as it has the highest opportunity of being good regardless of the number.
That's
You know what I
I'm
mean?
saying.
My other 2 are 9. I'm thinking sleight of hand and perception. But
I'm just while you work this out, I'm just gonna get a drink.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Oh fuck.
did the thing.
But my sleight of hand and perception are only 9. I say only 9, even, like that's bad or something, but they're 9.
Only.
Yeah. Well, listen, Mr. 17, wisdom things. I don't even know.
And
See.
plus 13%.
Through the... Oh, all right.
My
Never
last
mind.
roll was a 17.
I haven't rolled above a 10
16.
all fucking
No.
day. I am
67.
terrified.
My last roll was a 67.
Technically, that is correct, yes.
Well,
Not your plus.
he's got the
17.
biggest number out of all of us.
Right? Like, geez, what are we going to do with that? God.
Yeah. How about that?
I'm not gonna abuse guidance.
I am. I'm gonna use it until I can't use it anymore.
I
Just
am.
once.
Well, for me, it's a cantrip, so I can use it at will. So I don't want to just be like for everything. So I was thinking along the lines of using it on the straight roll, like, or even on the stealth roll. Just let the +9s speak for themselves, because that's respectable. You know what I mean? Shit. Yeah. All right. I think I'm gonna use.
I'm gonna abuse my green flame blade on the mushrooms.
On the mushrooms. I'm gonna use booming blade on them. So
Wait, I can pick the mushrooms if I want.
Oh, because
I
you're
don't need
immune
to
to
breathe.
poison. Oh, you don't need to breathe.
I don't need to breathe.
Oh shit. Well. All right. That you're our canary for that. I'm gonna just send you in there and hope for the best.
I'm
with
not
those
gonna
mushrooms.
die. I'm gonna say, oh, this is safe. Come.
This is safe. Come here.
Then you're gonna pass out.
We're all gonna
That's
die
it.
because
I'm
of
gonna-
you.
I'm gonna start the mushroom wars.
The mushroom ones.
I'm gonna be like a monkey throwing poop.
Poop everywhere.
What are my sorceries? I keep forgetting I even have. Ugh, it has been.
So a sorcerer can swap spells in a long rest in Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, everybody can.
No, I don't think so. I haven't played, but or have I?
Maybe I've only played wizards, but I
What's
was
the question?
positive I could do it with the warlock
Oh.
too.
What?
We were back
The-
to the sorcerer and Baldur's Gate.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you definitely can't in Baldur's Gate. I don't know why you're thinking that. I'll be real.
Are you?
No,
Like, straight up, I know this.
I didn't
you
play
can't-
sorcerer, and if I played sorcerer, it was Will, and Will is at home.
He's
Like,
Warlock, but I've done it recently,
Oh, right.
like in the last few days. Like,
Yeah, I don't have a sorcerer.
Can't just go to your spell
Name a
book and
couple.
pick and switch one out?
No,
for the
there's no
next-
spell
wizard.
book for a. That's well, it's wizard, druid, cleric. I can't remember now.
I have no
But
idea
the
how it's work.
not sorcerers, warlocks, and I think paladins. You can't change your spells until level up.
Yeah, I
I
don't
think
think I can.
bards have a spell book, clerics have a spell book. Basically, ritual casters, anything that's like a ritual caster, has spell book that they can choose from.
Bard cannot change spells.
Who is it?
In D&D, I don't know, in Baldur's Gate.
Oh, I think they might be able to, but I don't know. I'm not 100% sure.
I've changed a couple of them with Sophie's permission because they sucked and it was a waste. I don't have that many spells to.
Yeah, warlocks.
Crappy spell.
I know warlock and sorcerer definitely is on level up.
All right.
Definitely, without doubt.
All right, then.
Bard 2.
Fuck
on
me.
level up.
I'm sorry.
No, it's live.
And thank you. I guess is also in order.
It's really not a big thing, you know what I mean? It's not like you shat on my carpet, like
We were talking another
you know, like you don't need to worry.
You specifically said that don't breathe the mushrooms or don't be close the mushrooms.
Don't breathe. Don't breathe in the spores.
Minute doesn't need to breathe.
Doesn't he breathe through his skin?
That would be the cool thing to say, but it's a. It's I'm not a technically a frog
I
thing.
think
I'm a vampire.
I think what I would personally say is you can still like.
If it's for game reasons, I mean, I don't want to break the game.
Nah, it's more of like ingestion isn't always like for them it's breathing because they're human-y people.
Yeah, it can
But
be
I think if it got into your mucus, like I think if you got that close to the spores, it was in your mucus, it might still or like contact for you.
it's more for picking up a couple of them, putting them in a jar, throwing to our enemies, maybe in a bar for fun.
I mean,
got a
they
point.
also did. Yeah.
Insectos below just for fun.
If you want to do what you want to do, I'll let you do it, but you might have to roll. Right, so Steve is going survival, perception, animal handling. Cool. Have you guys got yours?
Yes.
Cool.
I'm
going
going.
with the charismas, all the charismas.
Well, could you put them in the roll 20 thingy, just so I can refer to them easily?
Okay, yeah.
So I am going to be rolling 2 hickey dice dads. That one, that one. That one.
Are we all doing perception? Yes, super perception.
We're perceptive humans.
Right, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I need
Elves
that
or
one.
whatever.
I'll do it.
Sure.
Not a human.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Wait, so I've only got one that's different colour. That's fine. I'll just have one.
Ooh. That's a good way of marking. I'm gonna switch mine up too.
Oh, that's alright. I can. Okay. Are we all back and ready? And yes.
Yes.
Right.
Cool. So how we're gonna do this is basically like you will go across this grid, and every single square that you cross, you will have to find a way to navigate yourself, but it doesn't start straight away. So like you can kind of see some of this is more into like the standard woodland, And in those areas, it's not as disorientating. But I will tell you as you move into those areas. But for now, I'll just show you. Like, if you were to move, for instance, diagonally there, you would need to make like a check of some description to make sure you got there. Like each kind of square group like that. So not like individual tile, but like each square group sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then put you back where you were.
Heard.
Not every roll is gonna just be for finding the way. Some of these squares are gonna have, you know, their encounters of their own. But even just to move through this place, you will have to keep your bearings through a place that's very disorientating. The leaders don't need to stay the same for navigation or handling what's happening or anything else that goes on within that square. I will be rolling to find out how bad the square is for you and things like that. But generally speaking, whoever navigates can't then deal with the issue that you've come across. So one of you is leading ahead and finding the way, one of you is solving the problem, and one of you is checking if you're being followed. And you'll have to work that out as you're going around. So whoever solves the problem has automatically left. Whoever's last has to do the checks for if you're being followed or, you know, if you've lost your way. There are parts of this where you will be invisible to yourselves, and you will tell me where you're trying to head, and I will let you know, how close to getting there you are. And what I'll do is I'll be hiding your tokens on the GM layer so that you can't see where you're going, but until you head into that area, you'll be visible to yourselves, and you'll just be rolling to navigate. Because obviously, if you can see yourselves, you can navigate yourselves. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we will start off with who is scouting to find out where they're going.
I think I'm a natural leader.
And what skill are you going to roll to find out where you're going?
I'm gonna roll a persuasion,
Mm-hmm.
asking frogs and lizards. Is this the right way?
Yeah. Okay. So do your roll.
Persuasion, I say flat.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an 18. 27.
Oh,
So you start off the journey with Newt leading the way. He asks the frogs and lizards, and they seem to just croak him in the right direction. And a few lizards slither a way that they know is safe to pass. As you guys start going down this route,
Such a good roll.
I would say that you do start to notice that your amulets have a tiny bit of light in them, just the tiniest amount now. And once you get to this kind of area, you start to be able to see that there is definitely a fossil, like in this lake. You can't see him as clearly as you can from a bird's eye view, but you guys start to be aware of where that might be. And
I'm gonna ask Ku, when we get closer up there, any chance you could put him down and check that out for us?
of course, I have no problems going into the lake. I was born there, and I shall return.
Thanks, Ku.
Are you gonna stay there?
Well, I would prefer to, but I will stay with you until you are ready for me to leave. And I can come back for a very short period. I could always meet you on the other side.
Don't leave us. And I touch him. Like he's in the face.
Ah, kind of you to share mucus.
He's healing when you're hurt.
Thank you. I wasn't hurt, but I appreciate the sentiment nonetheless.
Good for your skin.
It
You
is
are
good for my skin, and I am very wrinkly as a
very-
turtle.
You are very dry.
As a turtle, yes. I would much rather be in the lake. Who is looking behind this square? Okay, do me that roll.
I'll use stealth to make sure people aren't following us. I think that's the smart play for that. And stealth, I want to say, is at disadvantage. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So why won't it? There we go. So I'm pretty sure that's what I got, but we'll see. If I roll a 1. Nope. First time I rolled all day, folks, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! But it's still 15. Nice. A 15 is a 15, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, Steve,
yes.
Your keen mind feat,
yep.
The reason people get disorientated is magical. So it wouldn't, just because the keen mind feat is about directions when directions are geographical and not magic.
Is it a charm effect?
Figured I'd throw it out there and some of the sunset or anything.
Yeah, so I have advantage.
No, absolutely.
It's an existing thing.
No, it will help you when you're not, like, in this area. You'll be able to, because it's not so bad. And it might give you advantage later on, but we'll see how bad it gets.
Word.
If it gets bad, I'll let you have it. Right, for the next square, who's leading?
I could lead, I guess.
Because of your feet, I'd say in this woodland area, you'd be able to move fairly easily and freely. So, would you like to?
Sure.
Yep. Okay. Do you move closer to the lake for Cuckoo, or do you stay on the path?
Go her.
Her. You're going her.
Oh. Yeah,
her?
Sure. That works.
Not her?
No, that's fine. That's cool. Where we just was.
Okay. Her. Yeah. Okay, so Steve leads you ever closer as you continue your pilgrimage. Give me wisdom saving throws, everyone.
Saving throws.
If this is a charm effect, I have advantage.
It is not a charm effect.
I just wanted to help.
No,
fair enough. Absolutely.
Because I got a whole... God damn it, dude. This game is not my game. I'm switching my fucking dice. I'm done with this.
You're gonna become winter again.
Right? I'm like so mad.
You're getting autumny. Very brown, dead leaf in your hair.
I would say, because of your keen mind, Steve, the sun looks like it's gone a lot further in the sky than you'd expect. But you can't really think what that might mean yet on a 12. And Cuckoo is like, are we here for the lake?
We could be. Let me just verify. Is this the lake, or is this the lake?
It's so okay. So the blue part is like the shallows.
Okay.
So it's the shoreline and shallows where it isn't like a deep drop, and the deep blue part is like 30 to 60 feet deep.
All right.
It's like a plunge. Whereas this part is like a few feet.
How big is each square?
Each square, I suppose technically would be like 500 meters, 700 meters maybe. So, like a quarter of a mile.
I think we're gonna wait for Cuckoo up here.
Okay.
Okay, can you wait a little longer, Cuckoo? So we go to the north side.
I mean, I trust your judgment.
Cool. Well, where the ladies at?
Well, I don't 100% know. It's my first time returning.
What them
Well, I did
roll for
pheromones
that,
do,
actually.
though.
If I was a turtle, I think I'd be hiding up north. That's just me. But I'm not a turtle. Do I have any insight on where these turtles might be?
Who's in the middle?
I can be.
I led this time.
Mm-hmm. What would you like to use to see where the turtles be?
An intimidation.
Uh-huh. Who do you intimidate to find out where the turtles be?
Turtles! Come out here! Or I'll crush you!
Fair. Roll me that
It's
intimidation.
the world.
That's intimidation, I say, with advantage.
Mm-hmm.
26.
Okay. Newt, you go to the water's edge and shout, turtles! And like you're determined to scare them into action. And I would say with a 26, you do see some eggs crack at your feet, afraid, terrified as they hatch and swim into the lake with bizarre looking, like, they don't look like feathers, like they're like chicken wings rather than turtle flippers, but they swim into the lake beneath your feet, and you see a few turtles. Maybe the shallow place is close to where they are.
Minute. Slayer, Dragon Slayer, and Egg Cracker.
Seto, would you like to roll to hide the party?
Yes. I will do that again. Sadly, it's disadvantage, but this is why we chose the big number. You piece of shit. Technically, the dice did marginally better. I'm not going to roll again. I'm going to roll again because I gotta. You are a motherfucker. You are a piece of shit, and I hate you, dice. This is D&D.
Why you don't roll again?
I have to. Like, because I could have got a 1. Yeah, I got a nat 20. I got 33, in case anybody's fucking curious.
So on a 16,
Yeah, so on a 16.
you feel fairly hidden.
Did Steve roll something to lead us?
Yeah. Oh, with the keen mind, you're not into the disorientation yet, and technically he has enough survival sense to do so.
Nice.
Who's leading this time?
I'm fine with continuing to lead with the keen mind for now.
Okay.
Yeah, until it gets crazy.
Where would you like to go?
Blah?
Blah?
Is that too far?
I'd say that'd be right.
Alright.
Cuckoo starts to get agitated.
What?
Cuckoo starts to get agitated. And they go, yeah. I've seen eggs, please. I really want to go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can't. I don't think it's fair to keep them go to follow where they were swimming to. They got the radar. You know where to go. We can't. This feels wrong. Keeping from what, right? Like, that feels wrong.
They were chicken lizard eggs.
Well, maybe they're just a little early because somebody screamed at their. Well, I don't want to say face.
No, it's a good thing.
Oh.
I'm a turtle with bird wings. It's chicken lizard is a kind of a slur, but it is what I am.
It did have a hard R, yeah.
It did have a hard R to that. Never mind though.
Chicken lizard.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Right? Go dang. Chicken lizard.
Yeah, you go.
I can investigate those
go.
ruins, though. I know you interest them.
Go and get.
Yeah.
Whoosh!
If you need anything, just holler.
I will return.
Kind of like gives like the side punch, like to Manu, like fucking chicken lizard. What's wrong with you?
As the three of you wave off Cuckoo, you start to smell that weird, sickly sweet smell that was in Lund's house.
Cabbage. Didn't she have cabbages?
Funds out, guns out. No, that was what the fuck? What? I knew it at the time. No, not lily livers. That's fucking stupid. Lavender.
He had what you think, well, what Steve thought was a cross species, something that had mutated or bred with another plant.
But Seto, knowing the one
piece of
plant
chicken.
that he
Oh
doesn't
yeah,
smoke.
absolutely. No, yeah, absolutely. It was. That was exactly what happened. Actually.
Yep, that's. So he's like, oh, lavender. There's fucking liches around here.
You do not feel yourselves too disorientated just yet. But the person who is in the middle, I will need to make some form of perception or insight check.
But that's Seto now?
I'll go in the middle. I did 2 in the back.
Just something that achieves that goal.
Yeah. What was my perception again? I think flat, right? My sleight of hand. Perception is advantage. All right.
Is this a skill tree thing or a regular check?
It's all of this will be out of your 3 skills. It's like that, like Lent, right? You give up a lot.
Woo! All right,
to
21.
get through the thing. Okay. Seto, I think it becomes aware to you that as soon as you pass the tree line, it's not just that fog, it's the tree line. As soon as you pass the tree line, things are going to become confusing.
All right.
And Newt, how do you bring up the back?
So I'm gonna sing, oh, and I'm gonna wait until someone answers the irresistible finishing song. Oh.
Yeah.
So performance with disadvantage.
Okay.
Isn't a haircutting it?
Yep.
17.
At a 17, I would say...
Shave and a haircut.
You do not hear the bump bump. Hopefully that's a good thing. Who is leading and where would they like to go?
Seto has to lead now.
I guess it would be, which I was gonna do perception with.
That's fine. Yep.
All right. That is. Jesus Christ, guys. At least it's an 18. Even
Okay.
advantage. It's
And
like
where would you like to go?
not above 10. Piece of shite. Like herewardly? Is that too far?
Okay. It's okay. Right.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Probably for future reference, I should ping. Oh fuck nuggets!
We die.
Everybody.
You enter the tree line, and as you do, middle person, I would like you to roll something that allows you to understand the difference between where you were and where you are now.
Okay. Can I be the middle person?
Yep.
I would like to roll survival with advantage.
100%.
Nice. Fucking solid. Get it.
With a 24, I think you would understand, Steve. You've been investigating the sounds and the vibe, energy, the manner, all of those things of this area for a while. And when you were stood on that stump, you felt like the wind had its own song to sing. And you realize you have started to pass through a barrier. And unlike the barriers coming into Paith and Raputa, these these were illusionary. You could see a reflected world through them, and it wasn't true. This barrier, however, is very different. This almost feels like a pocket that you've slipped from one world into another, and as you cross the tree line, as it shows on the map, that the fog has started. You turn back, and it looks like the area you're in, but you never saw any real change. It's almost like your vision is lying to you. But you are now actually walking on the line of the barrier between two planes of existence. Person from the back, how are you following the rear up and making sure you are safe?
So I have a question.
Yes.
I've already rolled one of each.
Yes.
Is that a matter of or something?
No, it's just that you were choosing 3 skills to use for this. It's not that you can only...
It's not for the advantage thing. So anyway, it's a check to see again if we are being followed or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with intimidation.
Mm-hmm.
I can see your shadows! Come out at me! Intimidation with advantage. With this a natural 29.
I love the 180 and vibe shift from the back. You know what I mean? Like, the one guy. The other guy.
29.
Oh, it's not come up on my thing.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
But division is there. I roll a 16 and a 20.
No, I'm sure it might genuinely just be me because...
No, it's not showing in mine either.
It's just coming... I can see it in the campaign, but I can't see the number for some reason. I don't know. Okay, never mind. That's fine. Doesn't matter. I'm sure it is what you said. So, with a 29 intimidation, was that a nat 20?
Yes.
I think you see a few leaves quiver behind you.
There. The guy. No, I vomit my sword. Fuck.
Who is leading?
That was me this turn.
Yep.
And just if it's a charmed effect, like I'm just scared.
Some of them will be, but this one isn't. This is just where you're going.
Alright. Leading through perception as always. Son of a biscuit maker. Let's do it. That one's not bad.
Take it.
Yep, I took that for somebody. I'm glad. Alright, 22 for the perception. And I'm trying to essentially lead them in a thiswardly direction.
Okay.
Alright, we gotta be careful knowing that the mushrooms are coming up, right? Or no? No, that's meant because we ain't got that bird's eye view like that. But yeah, that's the direction because we have to go around. So that's... We gotta do what we gotta do.
You believe you seem to be on course.
Alright.
Let me just roll something. Those quivering leaves from before seem to be in front of you now.
Do I shoot the quivering leaves?
Does the person in the middle? Does the person in the middle choose to do anything about that?
You'd say that he saw something?
Huh?
He saw something, or what? Sorry again.
The quivering leaves from earlier that were behind you are now in front of you.
I'm gonna have them come on. Come out. we're not gonna harm you. And I make a persuasion, which is flat, I think. I should have guided myself. That's a natural one.
Leaves suddenly stop quivering. The
Oh,
person
that-
in the back. How would you like to leave the situation?
Leave.
No, that was a specific. That wasn't a flub, was it?
Oh, jeez.
No, that's a revert. That's oh, we got switched up, turned around.
So I'm looking to see what's behind me right now, or I'm doing something about the leaves.
So the person at the back is kind of like handling the. Are they so okay? So there's multiple choices. You could either look and be a sentry. You could ensure you're not being followed. You could disguise your presence. You know what I mean? Like there's lots of ways that you can be the tail. It's just about kind of rotating that around as you're going through the system. So, like, what would Steve do as you leave this area with the leaves that, like, were rustling and quivering and have now suddenly stopped?
A reminder that you can speak with plants for free.
Yeah.
Are there plants? Oh, I could just.
Technically, I cannot speak with frogs, I think.
I could,
Maybe
ch-
I
I
have
could
frog language
chat
or
with
something.
plants, but I mean that's not necessarily going to be one of my roles. You know what I mean? I get it.
It doesn't really matter, like, if it has, like, the roles are kind of more like an interesting way of using skills to do things you wouldn't usually do with them.
Okay, so I'm
And
really-
keeping it limited because we've got so many squares to go through. So, like, it's just meant to, you know, sorry.
So I'm not locked into the roles.
You don't have to use the roles, but if you want to use a skill, those are the skills. If you have a feature or trait, I won't stop features and traits because that feels wrong.
Nice, because that's a racial feature. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels it's part of your body, whereas your skills are your knowledge.
All right, I'm gonna do a little bit of everything. So
Okay.
that time that we fought those bees,
Yes.
I have that queen bee in a vial.
Yes.
So I'm gonna open that vial,
Yes.
and then while handling, ask her if you could check out that situation over there and let me know what's going on. And then it's
What?
flat.
Weren't they dead?
I thought they were not.
The queen bee inside of the bee corpse, the hive.
I mean, they could be. I did not know that they were. But I also didn't
Yeah,
write down.
because you have to kill a queen to kill a hive.
Okay.
It was kind of that. I don't worry, but I know that you took them knowing, and I know that you still wanted them. So I'm happy for you to then get them out right here. Like you can do that, and I'm game.
Still got pheromones or something, you know. That's
Yeah, like it might not be alive, but I'm more than happy for you to use it if you want to. Maybe I should have led with that.
I don't want to. Is it? Can I look at the vial? Is it dead?
Yes.
It dead. All right. Well,
Yes.
then I won't do that.
Okay.
I'll just use perception with disadvantage and see what the fuck's going on, if anything.
Okay. Okay. With a 17, I will give you that you don't think you see something behind these leaves.
Is the leaves.
Who is the leader for this next part?
I think it's gonna be Newt, right?
Yeah.
Can be.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm in the middle, I think.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
chill.
Yeah.
I'm gonna relax. And I'm gonna go singing.
Okay. Newt leads up the party singing. Which direction are you going?
Closer to the water.
Mhm.
So in my mind, I like it more. It's more
Yeah, yeah.
humid and moist, but we can guide us, using the water as a reference.
Yep.
I'm gonna also use my guidance.
Yep.
The guidance is an 1, and the performance with disadvantage is 21. So 22.
Okay. So you proceed so. I think on a 22, I'll give you that you don't hear anything disagreeing with that. Like, there's nothing in this area that seems to be shouting at you for doing it. So, like, I mean, that must be a plus.
Maybe they enjoy it.
Maybe they're exactly right. Maybe they enjoy it. Seeing this happen, what does the next person do?
I guess.
Can you repeat yourself? I'm sorry.
Seeing Newt kind of proceed forward with a bit of a song and a dance, how do you go forward behind him?
I'm Springtime Seto, so I have a song and a dance as well.
And what do you use any skills as you go through this?
I use sleight of hand to kind of move things out of my way so the trail isn't so disruptive.
Nice. And Steve, how do you call up the rear?
I guess survival as well, making sure that Steto didn't fuck that up and
Okay, I'm just gonna see how this round goes.
God, dude, our guidance is not working out for us. All right, because this is my guidance, the sleight of hand. So
I want to keep an eye on those leaves.
God, 14, not great. It like teetered towards the 18, and then it was like, no, you don't get above a 10. Even my good rolls haven't been above a 10. I just have a plus 13 to them.
I think as Newt proceeds with his procession, Seto enabling it to be a procession, Steve, with your kind of knowledge of surviving in environments, whether you're familiar to them or not, one thing you know is normally the loudest thing in the forest gets bitten first, especially with snakes. Who is leading the next part?
I'll stay in the middle.
Okay.
For this one, I've done like 2 and 2 and 2. So
who's leading and how?
So Steve, I already left right now.
Yes, I will lead. With, I guess again with my survival this time and trying to see if I could follow a well-worn trail, because it's a pilgrimage. People walk this all the time, so
Yeah.
well, that's
but people get lost all the time too.
well that's why I said the well-worn trail.
Yeah.
It would be
No, I'm with you. 6. Okay.
God
And which
damn you,
direction are
Robert
you
Frost.
heading?
Sorry.
That's okay. I just want to check something out.
2 roads.
Is
lead
it
off
like
from-
that? Oh, okay. Okay. I'm just trying to understand
I
where.
see somewhere around here-ish.
Okay. I want to understand, because like even if you guys are off course, I still want to, if you roll well, put you back on course. You know what I mean? So.
Well, I want to. I guess with survival, I'm trying to still like hear the water. I'm not like just going off like all the way up, like north and whatnot. I know that I'm close to a lake, so I should hear like.
Absolutely. No, sound. I would say you guys watch as Steve kind of stumbles a little bit. for one hesitant moment while they think about, oh, we need to be on a path. And they kind of like rally the troops to change into a bit more of a like following, as you point out to them and stuff, and you say about the river. Middle person, you realize you start spinning for a sec, because like Steve's saying about this path, and you're like, well, we've been on the path. And then they say about the water running, and you think, oh, no matter where I turn, the water's always on my left for some reason. And so you're spinning. Person bringing up the rear, how do you deal with that?
I trip him. Or it has to be with a skill.
No. If that's what you do, that's what you do.
I trip him in an intimidating way.
And what does the person in the middle spinning, Seto, do about that?
Muted. You're muted.
Sleight of hand so that while he's spinning, he reaches out a hand and slaps the shit out of him. It's a matter of who's gonna spin and who's gonna slap. One of them.
I'm tripping. I'm snapping.
I think.
I don't know. I got sleight of hand for the middle. You know what I mean? So.
Slap of hand.
I think the best way to deal with. That is probably going to be like a deception and a sleight of hand roll that you're going to roll, and we'll see how that works out with Steve's 26 as well.
But I didn't pick deception.
You said you had 3 intimidate things. 3.
Yeah, intimidate, persuasion, and performance.
Oh.
So maybe intimidation that I'm tripping him.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Like, wait, watch it.
I wish I went advantage on this now, but at least I get the +4. Woo! All right.
Oh, bad roll.
Okay.
And for the guidance, yes. So what's that? 31 sleight of hand.
Yeah, I roll a 19.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, okay, there we go. Maybe I need to refresh this.
But you're gonna get lost because you didn't let yourself be tricked.
No, I think the smack is gonna. That's a 31. It's gonna hit me with such centering force.
I will
that,
tell your story.
That's
So,
where it's
and
gonna
you
be.
remain here.
That's where it's gonna be.
So, Steve, what I'd say is with your 26, you start trying to explain to the guys what's going to be useful. And you witness this scene of Seto starting to spin with one arm out, realizing something. Going to trip him instantly, and Seto like basically backflipping over the tail, doing like that. As you too, Steve, realize that the water has always been on your left side, no matter where you've gone. Who's leading?
Fucking
Seto should lead, so we can watch him from.
I swear to God, we are fucking Zoro and Sanji. Like, anytime you look away, they're just fucking fighting. And yeah, I'll take the front. No, I'll take that with lead with perception. Boom. And do something better. No, 20, dirty 20, dirty 20.
Seto, as you kind of keep an eye out for what's in front of you, you notice some like soft, pillowy looking like fungus in front of you. Who's in the middle?
Let's make that me.
Okay. Steve, Seto kind of turns to look at you and points out these pillowy mushrooms.
I mean, before I even do anything, no.
Literally, yeah. Like, Seto is like nose mask on, ready to. Yeah, absolutely. So fair shout.
And I guess I will use survival to try to, I guess, avoid the spores or make something that'll
Recognize
push
them.
that away, or just try to get through it safely.
Do you have like gust or a
Yeah, I
spell
was
like
thinking
that? And
Gust
don't-
of wind.
Huh?
Gust of wind. You don't have the spell.
Oh, like a spell.
yeah.
I fart.
I don't think
I
that's
fart.
gonna help us.
I fart.
I feel like anything that I do will just get us confused as to where we are.
I have a thought because I just remembered it. You can bless us. I can't. I got Bane because I'm not as nice as you. But you could bless the group to help with whatever the fuck comes up next. I don't
And
think.
command you not to get lost.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Boom. Handled.
No, I
I
can't.
think I can.
Yeah, it's a part of your weapon.
The weapon I don't have anymore.
The one that the Kieran blessed?
I now have the slain giant quarterstaff. Did that turn into that?
Yeah.
Well,
Every-
that is a magical weapon in D&D terms, though, so it would do magical damage. For the sake
I'm
of
trying
magic
to
and
remember
non-magic
the
resistance.
quarterstaff that I had. Did that
Mhm.
now turn into the slain giant quarterstaff?
Yeah, you put
Oh,
it down
okay.
in the moss and in
Yeah.
the sand.
So that
where
when
you-
that skill has the bless.
Yes.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
How
because
long
you...
have we been walking?
Oh.
Are you at the end of this? On the current train? Are you hedging up the end?
Yeah, no, I mean, how long have we been walking in this pilgrimage?
That's my answer.
That we are at the end. And same because blessed is a minute, and if this is a
Oh,
60 per
okay.
half.
What I'm saying is that's meta knowledge to know how long you've been traveling because you're in a Fey environment. So if you're the person on the rear, you could try and use one of your skills to find that out.
Okay.
Because you don't know that right now. That would be...
Well,
can't
I
think.
could maybe know that because I know how many hours. If the whole keen mind thing tells me what the sunrise sunset still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You
I can
failed
ask
your
my
wisdom.
tummy, are you hungry?
Gotcha. Okay.
In a persuasion way.
Sorry.
In a persuasion way, ask my tummy if he's hungry. To know how long it's been since we ate.
Tell me.
Yes. But you would have to roll quite high for your tummy to
Yeah.
respond in good time.
No.
I would say with a 12, you speak to your stomach like many humanoids do,
Yeah,
and
I mean,
as
it's
per
like,
usual,
I'm always
yeah.
hungry.
you feel like you're alive.
I'm always hungry. It's not
Yeah.
helping.
Sorry, I'm trying to find a spell.
Okay.
I mean, not even with bless.
I think try and do it in your skills. Just have a think.
Huh?
Have you got like a skill that might help, or are you just?
I hope I have a skill that might help. I mean, I could use survival to try to avoid the natural hazard of the spores. I don't know
Yeah,
how
you could do that.
successful that's going to be.
I mean, it's really more about inventing a story
I'm doing it.
and having fun. Hell yeah. Right. I think it's fair. I think you point it out to Seto, and after Seto's pointed it out to you, and you're like, you can't eat those, you can't go near those. Like, I've seen a lot of spore-like mushrooms before, and none of them have been great. And as you say this, Newt asks his tummy how long it's been, and his tummy grumbles, which is comedy timing. But never mind, eh? Who is in the lead next?
I think I'm in the back this time.
I can lead.
Okay, Newt. How would you
So-
like to press forward?
Still going with the lake to the
Yeah.
left,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna stare at a point in the leaves, a random point, and I'm gonna stare at it as if I was seeing something very tasty. Like, yeah, I know you are there, and I'm gonna eat you.
Fair enough.
That's an intimidation.
Oh,
Plenty.
Okay.
shit.
I guess
Middle person.
I'm kind of confused as to what he did. So I'm gonna see if I can just look out again, see what's going on. Do I see any of these lights that I was hearing? Do I like any sign of Raputa at all? Like what's going on?
Okay.
Kind of try to recenter myself.
I think that's absolutely fair. I think it would also be fair to say that on this round you guys will be rolling for a charmed saving throw. So I know that matters for Fey. So if you could all give me a charisma saving throw.
25. You are not charming me. I am charming you.
Baby charmed.
So Steve, what I would say
21.
is you start trying to recenter yourself and roll me. So did you do the recentering yourself? What were you gonna roll for that?
Did not. I was gonna do perception with disadvantage.
Okay, that's fine. If you could roll that just so I can find something out.
You are blessed, and I don't know if you still have the guidance.
3 and a 4. That was bullshit.
You could use the guidance, or we could just go with that. But I would say that Newt and Seto, you both feel like a bit of a warmth in the air. As you see that Steve,
I got it.
who's been looking out more towards the water, trying to follow like the fog lights almost over the lake. You see he just won't stop staring out there.
What you're seeing.
He's fixated. Steve, I would say to you, with your 16 perception, you can't see lights necessarily on the other side of the lake, but you can see them like floating inside the lake.
Tiny.
I think that's Seto.
Sorry, what was it?
Steve is looking at nothing. Tripping.
No.
I would say, Steve, you're not entranced. I would say you're just really focused. Like it's really got your attention, so you can still talk.
Okay.
And since I'm in the
Just
back, I'm
Aaron, like
stealth.
that in the lake?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to see what Steve is seeing while still like covering our tracks and doing our best to maintain, because that's been a consistent theme. The person in back hides the tracks until the lizard sings. And
I don't know.
so I'll do that while like trying. Yeah, because it's not like he's not curious. He's gonna want to see what that is. Oh, all right. And one more because it's disadvantage. All right, that's okay. That's 16, not a 20.
So what I would say is you start covering up the tracks behind you, and you kind of you go all the way forward so you can erase as much as possible. And when you come back, Steve is still there. Like Steve is still looking, and like I said, he'll talk, but he's just still looking. And as you try to move Steve on, it's almost like he's like, yeah, in a sec, yeah, in a sec. Like he's all there.
Snaps
Steve,
in
you're
front of his
completely
eyeballs.
responsive. As I say, like you fully respond, like you can respond to him.
I'm just looking.
Are you sure?
It's in the lake.
I try to look at the lake, which I know has been to the left the whole time. Do I got to roll a perception for that, or?
Are you doing this to lead the way?
I guess I would have to next round because this one I did the stealth to hide. So somebody else led this particular round.
I don't think they have.
I can sing a song. This time it's very nature based, so frog noises and to blend us with the environment.
Okay. Kind of almost following on from Seto's stealth. I would say, have you got deception? No, you don't
I
do.
want
That's what you don't
performance
have.
because of the
Performance.
song.
Okay.
20 with disadvantage.
Okay. So, Seto, Steve, Newt has started to walk away from you a bit. And you're still trying to get Steve to come with you.
Hey, look at that. Dirt.
Follow the music.
But the water.
We gotta stay near the water, Stardust Buckaroo. Get back here.
It's you who are lost.
I think Raputa's in the water.
Ooh,
It's a trick of the mind.
maybe
You
it
see
is,
it?
maybe it ain't. But we gotta get the circuit before we can see it. Whatever's going on now might not be the most real. That's why this takes days instead of the 16-hour trip that it should. Right, guys? Come
We're gonna
on.
break the record.
Oh,
We're
God.
gonna be champions of the pilgrimage.
That would mean we'd have to go faster. So let's go around, keeping the lake to the left of us. This way we know we're making the circuit.
But this is a shortcut.
It.
Am I like able to move or am I stuck there?
You're only really able to move around 10 feet away before you start walking back.
So then I'm just gonna keep role playing then. Put
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
You could be in the middle this turn and you could roll a charisma saving throw again.
Is it minute or
Steve.
Steve?
fine. Yeah.
War.
Yeah, I'll take the lead this
I
time
guess.
with
I guess that
Pepper.
would be it. Unless I could.
Can you use your
guidance.
spell, your D4? Yeah, your guidance.
That's a good idea. Alright, I'll do that.
D4, and then.
Oh, okay. Now make believe I'm adding 4 or whatever to whatever comes up.
Yeah, so you know the other dice in the thingy? Yeah, sound. So 13. Steve. Whatever this warm air is that isn't affecting them and is affecting you, it's still affecting you. You manage only to drag Steve probably about 5 feet down the path. This specific round. Newt, however, is starting to get around 5 feet fully away from you because they're doing their frog performance. Who is in the back? It's you, isn't it? Yeah. What would you be adding into?
Can I cast command on Steve and tell him to start walking?
Sorry, I need Seto to tell me what they're doing.
Oh, essentially he's trying to like use the monocle, like, because he just discovered it's got all these different lenses that let him see different things. So he's using that with perception, to try to fucking he doesn't understand,
Yeah.
so he's just trying everything, and there's still that one crystal that's a light, you know what I mean? So he doesn't, that essentially just needs to fucking happen for him to know what it is, because I don't know, so but yeah, that's what I'm trying. And did I roll? No,
So
I
you
didn't.
could no.
That's the problem here. Yeah, it is. All right. Sorry. All right, 21. Pardon my burp.
Okay. Seto, you start trying to see what Steve is seeing. I would say roll me another charisma saving throw, but with advantage. It's a charm.
Me?
Just Seto for the perception. Because he succeeded on that. Okay. Christmas 16. Okay. Seto, I would say at this point with you save on charisma from this charm, and rather than just looking at the lake, you start to kind of see maybe the ruins down there. But you start looking up at the sky and realize it's night.
Holy sh... Oh, it's like looking at the lake and then realize you're looking at stars. Oh, we've been going at this for a while. It's nighttime, which means... And he kind of starts looking around more. Like for some reason he's just going to find the Eladrin. You know what I mean? Oh, it's dark out. This is when I catch this Pokemon. And that's how you get a Ghastly in Pokemon Gold. You're welcome, everybody.
They shine in the darkness. These Eladrin's fellows.
They might be. I don't know. But they said that they come out at night. Or that the only way to see them was at night. Kind of knows that he needs to keep the lake to his left. He just keeps lake to the left, lake to the left. You gotta, you know what I mean? They're not there right now. It's you are being you're being duped. Are you gonna let nature dupe you? Or are you gonna dupe nature? You're a druid. This is your house. Don't let them come into your house telling you what you see. It's trying to hype him up. Come on, man.
This is Cuckoo's house.
Listen. That's actually very true. But all of nature.
Forward.
Yeah.
I guess if they're not being very convincing for me, I'm going to try to walk towards the water.
100%.
I just told you it was fake. How is that not convincing? Damn it.
And then I'm going to see if I can scoop up some of that water into my special vial.
Okay.
I think you should drink it.
And I guess I will do that with survival.
I would say for the 23, Seto, you see Steve start to walk into that like lake area. You know that now Newt and Steve are slightly different directions. It is also night, and it is getting harder to see which direction people will be in past 10 to 15 meters in this dense forest. Steve is by the lake and is slightly more visible. Newt has gone further through the mushroom fields and is becoming less visible. Steve, you do get that vial of water. You may add that to your inventory. It is a vial of, I suppose, reputer water.
To be clear, it's going in my special vial.
My apologies. You put reputum water into your eternal flask. What color is your flask?
I forgot what the fucking colors are. Look at my notes. Green.
Green. I'm pretty sure that green is multiply.
Green is live forever.
Live forever.
Blue
What's
is
blue?
duplicate, and red is destroy.
Okay. Sweet. Okay. Then, yeah, it goes in without much problem. You kind of spin it to get as much in as possible. And once you do that, you're transfixed around the lake again. Who is in the middle?
I can be in the middle.
I think.
You.
Oh, all right, cool. Then I'll be in. Am I trying to drag them still? Like.
It's kind of like that's why it's. So are you in the middle, or is?
I think it's been a while since I haven't been in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's probably Seto. So, in that case, yeah, you see what you see, which is Steve by the lake getting vial in his eternal water in his eternal flask, and you strolling towards the mushroom fields, whistling and trying to get you to follow.
Oh my god. He's like, lizards can't sing or play instruments. I'm a better singer than any lizard could ever be.
And what do you roll to do that?
I agree. I mean, I'm more of a salamander frog. Totally different than lizards. Lizards can sing.
I guess. Fuck, what the heck? I don't know how I would work that into sleight of hand.
Or stealth, or perception.
Yeah. You know what? Because...
I will say that I will allow you to roll stealth because it's at disadvantage. And I would say that your disadvantage skill is when you're trying to do something that don't bloody work at all.
Alright, you know what? Yeah, I'll take it.
And I think
Oh, God. It's funny.
there have been a few of Newts that have sent you off course for that very reason.
Yes. Alright, I'll do that then. Fuck. Let's see. Whatever it becomes, it becomes. Alright, that's the first roll. Here's the second. God damn! Oh, there's a dragon! There's a whole dragon! That's cool as shit. Sorry.
What?
Unfortunately, you roll a 33, you roll a 28. You still roll a 28.
Yeah.
So, I would actually say that you are unable to make enough of a distraction that can be heard across this thicket.
That makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Newt, I don't think you necessarily hear that unless you roll to try and hear it. I think that you would still have to roll pretty highly, because that was a good stealth. But you would probably see Steve because they're by the shoreline.
So I go to Steve and tell him, listen, there are monster Eladrin self that likes to burn forest here. We should start moving now. And I'm gonna try to intimidate her.
Okay. Try.
This is try. It's a roll. Let's see what's what.
33. No,
That's...
29 is a natural 20.
Oh, okay.
Jesus Christ.
I'd say that's the help action for Steve to snap out of it. So I will say, Steve, as it is another round, roll your charisma save with advantage from the help action.
The forest burning elves are coming. I assume all of
Okay.
them like to do that. For the stories, I think.
You succeed, Steve,
That's
and you're
racism.
able to pull away your gaze from the lake
Sure.
when Newt is speaking to you in such a tone, and you think, oh, right, yeah, this place can be known for this. And you guys start to write your course a little bit. And as you start to, like, keep going, I would say you realize, Steve, that the fauna and flora of this area are vastly different now. It's at this point when things start feeling real foggy. And I think because you take more interest in nature, you would notice that, like, there's more moss. There's more moss that hangs down, which is normally in quite humid tropical areas. There are things in this specific area that you start to feel almost otherworldly. Like, they stop feeling like reality. Who is leading?
I'll lead. Just
Yeah,
if they
I was
think-
gonna say for the first time, I think it's like,
He's
yeah, I
All
think
right,
it's
let's
Steve.
go.
Yeah, go for it.
not bothering me. Yeah.
And I'm gonna just lead with survival again.
Okay. How do you do that?
Just trying to get back on the path and being aware of like what sort of environment I am in now. Like I kind of know, okay, all right, in this environment, XYZ could be a predator, but like this is where this creature would walk like, or what their tracks would look like. So where is a safe place to go forward?
Oh. I would say with your survival, that would probably translate that all those things I told you about the flora and fauna. I would say you start to see those quivering leaves behind you again.
Head back. Back there.
Who is in the middle? You see these quivering leaves as Steve points out to you what's dangerous along this path.
I can be. You okay?
Yeah, go. I'll do.
So Steve will saying that. Oh, come out or leave us alone, please. And I persuasion,
Please.
please. Oh, 13.
There's no real change in how they move. And earlier when Steve looked, he couldn't see anything behind them. With a 13, you're not really sure if they even listened. How'd you bring up the back, Seto?
Same verse, second as the first. Or fuck that up. Second verse, same as the first. I'm gonna use stealth to cover our tracks to keep.
So you're gonna disappear.
To
Seto is lost.
and yeah, keeping up with those guys. And 16 is probably going to be the lowest, but let's roll again. See if we get it. God, I have crit 3 times on disadvantage, bro. Sorry. I'm getting. Let's continue. Sorry.
The dice be what they be.
I can just 16.
Zeto, you start to cover the tracks, and you're pretty sure you did a decent job, but like, in the back of your mind, you feel like there's a world where no one would have seen where you were, and in this world, you feel like someone definitely could. As you guys progress forward, this becomes like a smog of hazy, foggy, in places bright. You see fireflies jutting in and out as the dawn seems to rise. Wait, the dawn seems to rise over your heads?
It's been a whole fucking day.
I think it's yesterday.
No, it
Who
can't
leads the charge forward?
be. I will. Like, he's pissed it's daytime.
How do you do so?
Like, just keep making sure that the lake is on the left, and we're fucking moving along. Like, that, using his perception and with the monocle, you know? They also, in the inventory, I happen to remember having in my notes that I've just been scrolling through to see if there was fucking anything. We have a telescope. So, like, does that work?
Carries a telescope.
We have telescope. We also have a scroll of Featherfall and a scroll of Restoration and a bunch of scrolls I don't remember because I didn't fucking put them in my thing, so they can't help me right now.
Alright. Well, way to go.
But yeah, now we
So
have
what are you
a
rolling?
telescope. Perception with the telescope. I already have advantage. It's just, you know.
Not a telescope. Alright.
Yeah. Just bust out a telescope.
Directly at the sun.
I just need that.
Telescope.
The telescope will matter depending. Now, obviously, an 11 is
16.
wow. It's a time to be alive. I would say with a 16 and a telescope, leading the way up until this point has gone really well. You think? I mean, it's been a weird amount of time, right?
Right.
But like, you feel like a lot of that felt quite lucky.
Okay.
And as you're looking with this telescope, you realize you might have had this thing backwards at one point while you were walking forward. You know where you are. Everything seems in the right place, but like,
Somehow we got twisted
that's
up.
the first time it started to feel weird. Or at least second person. That is what you're realizing.
I'm realizing.
Yeah. You're realizing you feel like you've gone a bit off course.
Everything is weird since I left the sewers.
Definitely.
I'm gonna leave this one to Newt because he knows where water is innately.
Okay, you know what? I like that as a concept.
But I
Newt, how would you deal with it?
to follow the water. I'm gonna sing. I'm gonna try to see if it sounds. I don't know how to describe it. To feel vibration in the water. I was thinking I have my croak thing, but that's a 10 feet radius only. So what is this? Yeah, my croak feet is at 10 feet only, so it's not gonna help.
I would say you kind of have to roll what you roll and see kind of what happens to a little degree. But in this case, there isn't really a super broad range of stuff you can do. You have a lot of options in terms of you could go up and talk to stuff, but how helpful it would be is obviously a different question.
Is there any trees around?
There are loads of plants around.
But tall trees.
Yeah.
I'm gonna climb one because I have a spider climb. So
A climbing speed? Yep.
just to try to see from the top of it. And for the skill, I only have charisma stuff, so
I think what you could do if you want to like climb a tree and kind of work out how it looks, I think with your charisma skills, what you could try is persuading something around you to give you guidance, or maybe you could persuade somebody in the group and give them advantage on what you want to happen.
I was gonna say maybe sing from the top of the tree to see if other animals respond
Okay.
as a
Yeah.
sort of guide. That's with disadvantage. 20.
I think with a 20, you crawl up the tree, you start to kind of do this singing performance, and you see that lights, like firefly lights within this hazy fog, seem to start dancing around you in a circle and then flowing down by the mushrooms. What do you do, Seto? I think is leading the back, right?
Yeah.
Follow the
Yeah.
fireflies.
Yeah.
Seeing that the fireflies are responding to said bro,
Yeah.
I will use animal handling to see if I can convince them to show us the way.
Okay. Yeah.
Ooh.
This is gonna be flat.
And
Shit. I mean,
Okay.
it's fine, but it's still shit.
Okay. One sec. Oh. I think the fireflies start to scatter as you use animal handling, like, because you're kind of trying to, like, handle small, delicate insects, and, like, they're not sure how they feel about the hands being so close. You don't hurt any or anything. It's more just, like, they don't seem super convinced. However, I think you wonder if the scattering is a good or a bad thing for a minute.
I had a fun idea.
Mhm.
All right.
Are you gonna shoot?
No, I'm not gonna shoot the fucking bugs. I'm not gonna say I didn't think about it, but that's not where we are right now. I'm gonna use like sleight of hand because I used to do this when I was a kid. Like where you like chase fireflies, you can like use your hand to kind of like let them guide you, and it's like this little, like, I don't want to say force cage, but like you feel like you're magic when you're a kid, but your hand's just so much bigger than the firefly. But you basically, in this case, I'm trying to do that to like, I don't know, follow it, like maybe if it's trying to help and it reacted, like it was trying to show us something.
Like those people that play with smoke.
Yeah, kind of like that. Like it's a real, like, the only reason I think it would be possible is because I have a 20 dexterity. Like that's how fucking delicate this is. You know what I mean?
I think you can kind of attempt to.
All right. And do the sleight of hand. It's like the best I could. I thought it was a fun idea. Is basically all it is. He's trying to like magic fireflies around his hand or some shit with I don't fucking know. But 24, not bad, and best roll of the night actually, and I still get to add guidance to that. So 1 moment, please. 25 even.
I think what happens is like you guys realize you've gotten kind of disorientated. You no longer see the lake, and you start kind of like, I suppose, corralling these fireflies, and they start to kind of not necessarily show you any kind of way around, but they are light, and where you can see a light, you can follow it. And so you kind of start showing, you know, the other two like, oh, maybe we can follow this because it's visible. And you continue to progress. Everyone needs to make a wisdom saving throw, and this one isn't a charm.
Noodle boobs.
A disease.
Yeah, a saving wisdom.
God damn it. Yep.
Well,
I think, Steve, you realize that fireflies, they tend to like dusk kind of time, things like that. They're not super out in the day, and you kind of try to look up at the sky and you realize it's clouded over. It's changed again. Seto, you don't feel anything in particular, but Seto, you gotta breathe in some of this cloud.
Damn it.
This cloud needs to be breathed in.
I could use a good smoke right now.
Because the sky is way too cloudy.
right.
And that's just because you rolled a nat 1.
Yeah.
And not because there was a charm. The sky changed. The other two realized you did, but
I failed spectacularly. Yeah,
you failed spectacularly.
That's what that comes down to. Yeah.
Who's leading?
I was gonna say me since I'm carrying the fireflies around, I guess. But I'm a little. I just decide to smoke my bowl. Like, you know what I mean? It's like no time like the present. And you know, fucking. So I guess I'm leading. I'll lead. I guess.
Okay. Yeah. What do you do to lead?
Perception. That's what I've been leading with. Cause just trying to watch where he's going. Trying to find water. You know what I mean? He knows he needs to get the water on his left, and that's how to that's the circuit. That's the ticket, is to keep the water on your left.
Okay.
Come on. That's what we have advantage for, right? That's better than nothing. That's 16.
I would say Newt and Steve you feel like the moss and overly luscious forest is starting to thin out into something far more woodland. However, it's almost like these trees are duochromes. Like there is a vibrancy to everything around you that is almost outlined with neons, like not just one but several fluorescent colors. Which one of you's in the middle?
You wanna be?
It's me. I'm just gonna gotta make sure that he stays on course. And that we're follow. Do we see the? Are we on the trail? Do we see the trail? Do we know if we're on the trail? I'll check to see if we're on the trail and get us back to the trail. Question mark.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, can do. What would you like to roll for that?
I am using survival for that. With advantage.
I would say, Steve, as you're like, oh, the trail, the trail, the trail. Every time you look forward, there's no trail, but every time you look down at your feet, there's a trail. And as you turn around and see those neon fluorescent outline trees, you start, rather than focusing on where a trail is, focusing on where they aren't. And you head back to where you start seeing the lake on your left. And give me a insight check.
Well,
I would say on that 13, you don't quite notice it yet. But the person in the back, is that you, Newt? No matter how much you seem to be like, oh, we need to go to the lake. Every time you mention lake, you feel like you see it on your left. It's just always on your left, right? And you realize earlier maybe that spinning was because it's always on your left. When you think about it, it's always on your left.
Yes.
But you feel like you've shaken off so many intrusions on your vision and reality. So how is it happening? It would have to be real if it wasn't a charm. It would have to be happening if it wasn't a charm. But the days have changed and now the weather's changed. Why is the lake on your left? And we're gonna end the session there for today.
yeah.
Twin Peaks. Feel like we're gonna talk with a little person talking in reverse pretty soon.
Who knows?
That was some trippy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fey was.
Yes. This
You
is
guys
a-
are doing pretty well. I don't know how tense it feels not being able to see it, but
I
you're doing
like
pretty well.
that it's getting more and more chaotic.
yeah, like all
It's
of our
like,
actions have changed so drastically. Like we were so full of like fuck it, and then now we're like, how the fuck do we do this?
It's also because with 3 skills, we have to repeat them and we have to look for new ways to utilize them.
That's why
I like that
It's-
aspect. I like that.
it's kind of meant to like both limit you but also like open you up to new ideas. Like a lot of you also were like, because I didn't want to direct you too much, and I feel like if you over direct it you'll just make meta choices, you know what I mean? But limited palettes is sometimes good in art, you know?
Oh yeah, I didn't forget what I was doing. This has been Captain Valen playing some D&D, reminding everybody that life happens in every direction. So let's roll with them 1s and 20s and be good to one another. All right. Bye.